Hey, what's going on? Joe Coffey here for PremierGuitar.com. We're at Summer NAMM 2009, and we want to show you some cool software from TH1. The guy who's going to show it to us is Randy Fuchs. Randy, how are you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great, Joe. Nice to see you and everybody in Guitar Land.
Randy, you're quite the connector in the industry. You do a lot between manufacturers and artists, and you make these relationships and hook people up with sponsorships or gear or whatnot. And so this is a thing you've put together before NAMM. NAMM actually starts tomorrow, but in this room you see a lot of manufacturers showing off their goods to a select crowd, wouldn't you say?
It's a very select crowd. This is a private event. It's not open to dealers. It's not open to the public. It's only open to our endorsing artists. And we have everybody here, from people from Trace Atkins' band to Mark Will's band to people from Cinderella to just lots of artists, a lot of producers. One of the guys here has produced people like Billy Joel and U2 and Madonna and Talking Heads. And it's just a lot of really good quality musicians and engineers and producers that we happen to work with and love.
It's cool the way it all happens. And so we have other videos online from a lot of the other companies. And this company, Randy, you're actually going to show it to us. Tell us about it. It's called TH1. What is the product?
It's called TH1. It's the most amazing and best guitar plugin you will ever use in your life. Seriously, it's great. I'll give you a quick rundown on it. The first thing that you'll notice is that over here we have two microphones instead of one mic, and some of the better plugins will allow you to have one mic that you can do on axis, off axis, near field or far field. Over here what we do is we give you two mics, and you can move them anywhere, up or down, so you're not just stuck to a certain area as well. Now if you look at that shadow shows the distance. All I do over here is double click, and when I double click and I go over here, I can change the distance, and as I change the distance, the shadow changes with it to show the distance of it as well. And then of course, and you have the microphone balance up over here. Slightly to the right down over here is ambience type. So not only can I choose microphone placement, I can choose the kind of room that the cabinet is in. I can choose many, many different microphones as well. So you have just a whole bunch of choices over here. It's and then you have a whole pull-down list that you can go from. You can use it via the pull-down list as well as cabinets as well. And there's lots of different 412 cabinets, and so that's also a pull-down list. So I can change to a 1x12 if I want to as well. And not only that, you can have pedals on here too. So if I want to put a pedal, I just put the mouse directly over the cable, click, and then I get to choose what I want.
How many different effects? Dozens?
More than, there are a myriad of combinations you can do on here. And so right now, and then if you just want to move them somewhere else, you just take it, and I just take this pedal here, total drop and drag, and move it over. If I decide I want to switch positions between two items, I just take it and drag it right onto it, and they automatically reverse positions. So you can add pedals, you can add racks, and you can tell the difference between a rack effect and a pedal effect. That's a rack effect over there versus what looks like a pedal. So it's incredibly simple to use. It's really a product that you really don't even really need to have an owner's manual. You have a built-in splitter, and then you can have two effects over here as well. And then that will feed into a mixer where you can change the phase as well as have the balance. And that goes right to the output. If you want an overview, you have the overdrive panel right there that shows you everything that's going on. And then when it comes to the amplifier section, I'm going to drag you down to the amp as well. Whoops. So on the amplifier, you have what they called verifier, which varies the way the amplifier handles the tubes in the overtone series. It's pretty wild. And over here too, you have amp A and amp B, and as I go from amp A to amp B, I can create amplifiers that don't exist in nature because it will combine them. And you also have really cool automation. So for instance, if I click on here and drag the amp to the virtual knob area, I can say, for instance, add drive to that, and now I'm going to click it again, and I'm going to add presence. Where's presence? And I'm going to add volume. And now I'm going to add level. And as I move my knob up and down, they all move together. Now you might say to yourself, Randy, I would never do it like that in real life. If I want to increase my drive, my presence, and my volume, I would want my master volume to go down. So as I add a little more crunch in, the perceived value stays the same. Joe Coffey, good point. Glad you brought that up. If I control-click on my Mac over here, this gives me all the parameters of the curves themselves, min and max points. And if I click over here on the levels, I just switched my min and max points around. So now, as I move this control up, as the drive, presence, and volume increases, the master level decreases. And that's totally automatable. You also have tuner, and you have built-in master level. So if somebody happens to decide they want to use this as a live, you don't have to tweak your individual reverb and delays and your EQs and your gates. You have masters that you can do for that. And it's just a wonderful product, great overview, totally MIDI controllable. All this automation is available on here as well. And then you also have lots of choices that you can do here as well too, within each particular factory preset, as well as write your own presets. So basically, that's a quick overview of the product. It's available as a standalone. You can get it in RTAS, audio units, VST. Website is overloud.com, where you can get a free 14-day demo. It's distributed in the United States by Ilio. And it's an amazing product. It sounds great. The modeling they use is utterly amazing. They also have a great digital reverb called Reverb, and that's available on their website too. And one of the best things about it too is it's really low drainage on your CPU. A lot of the guitar models sound really nice also, but the big problem with them is it kills your CPU, so you could use maybe 1 or 2 instances at the most. On this, because it's so low drainage on the CPU, you could use multiple instances and have it work well without making your computer stutter. And if you've never heard of the brand, the reason is the people who work for or who own Overloud, or their designers, they're code writers. So basically, they were the code writers for a lot of other companies, and that you've known and bought their products if you happen to use plugins. Now they're making products under their own name. So I would highly suggest, if you have a studio, or if you're mixing in your bedroom or your basement or wherever, and you need a great guitar plugin and a great reverb plugin, you got to check out Overloud.
Cool. All right, Randy, thanks a lot, man.
My pleasure. I have spoken.
I'm Joe Coffey. You're watching PremierGuitar.com.